हेलो दोस्तों, कैसे हो? आपका स्वागत है तिरपान स्टडी सेंटर में। आज जो हम करने जा रहे हैं हिस्ट्री का चैप्टर अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण है हर एक क्लास के बच्चों के लिए। खास तौर पे जो यूपीएससी एग्जाम तैयार करना चाहते हैं तो इस वीडियो का जो है फ़ायदा उठा सकते हैं और ये काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट भी उनके लिए रहेगा। चलिए देखते हैं हमारा आज टॉपिक क्या है। The Satavahan, they are a part of the post-modern development chapter. There is the most important here, the historical chapter, the Satavahan. Who is the Satavahan? And 10th century, there is the most important. Satavahan become a prominent in the Indian political scene sometime in the middle of the 1st century BC, and the Gautami Putra, there is the second Karn. Shirkan is the 1st century AD. There is the most important here, Gautam Putra here, Satkarni. Satkarni is the 1st century AD, is considered to be the greatest of the Satavahan ruler. He is created with the extension of Satavahan dominance of the reflectings of Nahapana and the Shaka ruler of Western India. His kingdom is said to be have a extent from the river Krishna in the south to the river Godavari in the north. The Satavahans had there is a capital of Parthithana is a model of Pathan. There is a Patrisana is the modern Pathan was the Aurangabad is the Maharashtra. The Aurangabad is the Maharashtra. That is the most important here. The Satavahana kingdom was a bit out of the first quarter of the 3rd century AD, and the Satavahan king were succeeded by the king of the Ilisku 10th century. There is a Isku 6th century here. They are the most important. The Satavahan kingdom was wiped out in the first quarter of 3rd century AD, and the Satavahan king were succeeded by the kings of Ichhabaku 10th century. There is the most important here. The Satavahan is the politics and administration. That is the most important. Satavahan kingdom was divided into the subdivision is called the Adhras as a Rastras as a meaning of the district. There is the most important Rahas, and the Rastra is the meaning of the district, and this is the lowest level of administration was the Grama, and which is the under to the charges of the Gramika. Gramika is the most important here. There are Grama, and there also is an officer of called Mayatyas. Mayatyas is the most important, who were refers to the minister of the advisor of the king. Renewals was thus collected both the cash and king. Satavahan king is were the first in Indian history to make a tax-free land a grant to the Buddhist and the Brahmins to the gain of religious merit. The practice there become one is a more prominent and succeeding period. The Satavahan king is claimed to be a Brahman, and the consider it is there is a primary due to the uphold the Varna system. The fourfolding is division of social stature. Here so the Satavahan Vansha and Kushan Vansha here. There is the most important map here show in this. The middle area is also a Patliputra and the Risha and the western STUPAS. Malabad there is the most important here, and Ujjain. Satavahan there is this side. Mathura here, and the most important Godavari is on this side. The Cholas and the Cheras is the Kaveri, and Krishna here is a river. There is the most important map here. The next year are trade and commercially activity in this period. The first trade, internal and external trade routes. There is the most important here. The most important feature of the post-modern period was the growth of trade and commerce. Both the internally as well as externally, there were two major internal land routes in the ancient India. First known as the Uttara Path, and the connected to the northern and the eastern part of India with the northern western phrases. And present is Pakistan, and further is Beloin, and the second known as the Dakis Napatha, and connected to the peninsular India with the western and northern part of India. There is the most important here. As regard external trade routes, after the discovery of monsoon by the Hippothous, a Greek navigator in 45 AD, More and more sea is a voles is very used to the trading of purpose of there is the purpose is important part of India on the western coral where to from north to south direction. The Bharkuchala is a spora, is a calenia, is a morass, etc. The sea from to the port is allied to be a Roman Empire through the Red Sea. The trade with the Southeast Asia was conducted through their sea and permanent port on the eastern coast of India where Tamrapati is the West Bengal. Tamrapati is the West Bengal and Amri Kundu is a Tamil Nadu coastal. And the sea trade was also connected to the between to the Barku Chukacha as a port of the Southeast Asia. Trade with the West and the Central Asia. An important feature of the commercial activity in the post-Maurya period was their travings or trade between India and the West, where Roman Empire were at the height. Initially, their trade was carried out of through the land, but is owing to the frequent obstructions and created by the Parisians and who is ruling the area of through the which this is a trade routes is a past. The focus was shifted to the sea routes. Now ships could be moved directly from to the India port to the part of Red Sea and Persian Gulf. There is the most important here. The best account of Indo-Roman trade is given in the book called Peripheries of the Erythraean Sea, which was written in the 1st century AD by the anonymous author. Anonymous author is the mainly requirement of the Romans were to Indian products such as the spices, is a perfumes, jewelers, heroes, and the fine textiles. The muslins is the spices exported for the India to the Roman Empire, included paper, and also is called to the Yovanpedia. Yovanpedia is praised because of it is a popularity among to the Roman. There is a most important and their spicy trade with the Roman Empire was largely is based on the South India. Roman also imported to several is a precious of the semi-precious stone like a diamond, carnelians, and terrosis as a gate and spurs, etc. Besides the purest is the indigo and the sandalwood and the steel, etc. are important. Against the import of Roman exported to gold and the silver to India, it is approved by there is a large number of Roman coin of the 1st century AD and found in the subcontinent there is a indicate on the train of the gold from to the Roman Empire to about to India. Other important item export from the Roman Empire include to vines which is indicated by the vines emperors and the spirit of the Romans were found to significance numbers as the Arik do in their South India. And besides their western trade, also both teen lead and corals as a club girls. There is a most important. And next year, craft and industries. The craft production state going to the period with the terminates is the impurities as a trade and commerce. Both internal and foreigners were depended to a great extent on the craft activities that is text called to the Milidopono as a mention of 75 occupation of which the 60 were associated with the craft. The level of the specialization was very high and there were a separate artisans is working in the gold, silver, precocious stone, etc. Ujjain was a prominent is a bed is a making center and textile industry was another prominent industries. Mathura and the Bengal, East Bengal, where is the famous for a variety of cotton and silk textile. The discovery of the some dye's worked at a some sites in the South India indicate that a dyeing was the dyeing craft in the area during this period. The attrition is the period or touched new height of the prosperity. There is a numerous inscription which refer to the donations is made by Christian to the monasteries. The next year are guilds. The communities of the merchant were organized to the group known as the ceremony or guilds under their head is called Celesti. Another types of the mercantile is a growth is a group was is called Shartha, which is the significance is a mobile or caravan trading to cooperation of inter-regional trade. The leader of the such as the guild was called Satava is like a merchant. Almost all craft vacation were also is organized into the guilds. Each number of the head man is called Jastha. And this is included to the weavers, scorn, dealers and bamboo workers, is oil manufacturers and sporter, etc. The guilds where is basically a association of their merchant and the craftsman and following same profession are the dealing in the some community. There is little, there is a head and formal, there is urban rules regarding to the prices and quality sector to be regulate of their business on the basis of the mutual goodwills, and they also serve as a bank and they receive the deposit from to the public on a fixed rate of interest.